Hello again, Rider fans. Welcome to It's the West final edition of Casino Regina TurfTV right here on YouTube. We're going to hear some clips from various Rider players heading into the Lions Riders game Sunday at BC Place.
Situation like this game, going to the Grey Cup, it's going to be a lot of emotions running, and they're going to come ready, and we just have to be more prepared and ready to take them on.
Do you want to keep those emotions in check? I mean, there's a fine line there, right?
There definitely is a fine line, but yeah, especially in a game like this, you got to let loose and you got to bring everything you got. And, I'm going to be ready for everything. There's been a few different situations with them on the field over the last few weeks and throughout the season that we're going to be ready, and all we got to do is play our game and hope they can keep up with us.
You're a rookie in this whole thing. You know they've been there twice, 04 and 06, and lost. But you know what the rivalry is all about. Do you feel this is a different team from back then? I know you weren't on it, but talk about the attitude going in to get to the Grey Cup.
Like I said, yeah, I don't know the history or the attitude of this team. I just know the preparedness of this team, the attitude, the awareness. Everyone's here early, no complaints. Everyone wants to be here, and the whole concept of the whole season, no one's going to be in our way, and this is a stepping stone. And we're going to have to play our best game, and we're going to be prepared to do that.
Does it matter to you who the quarterback is?
No, it doesn't. Regardless, we have to play our best up front and stop the quarterback, and the same with our secondary. They're still going to have to cover the receivers just the same, and quarterback's quarterback, and they've got three good ones. So.
Great. Smack talk has already started. Otis Floyd's talking about he gets a shot, he wants to take Kerry's head off. He doesn't like the Rough Riders. How do you react to that?
Otis, he's a veteran guy. That's the way he pumps himself up. To talk about. He's a great linebacker. He's been an all-star in this league. And to say that he's going to smack Kerry, he's just talking about. The game's got to be played on Sunday. The game is not played on the microphone. Everybody can talk it, but come Sunday, we're going to line up between those stripes and we're going to play for 60 minutes, and the best team's going to come out with the win.
What about that noise in that stadium, Corey? You've been there. It is a factor.
Yeah, it is a factor. And like I just told one reporter, the best way to keep the noise down is you score points and you play good on defense to keep them out the end zone. And make the noise transform into cheering for you instead of them. That's what we want to do. We want to keep competing and playing at a high level. In all three phases of the ball game. Thanks, Mike.
Scott, of course, last time you guys played them, the brawl was well documented in that. Do you expect that kind of emotion to cross over into Sunday?
I definitely think that emotion is going to be there, and I know, it's a pretty big game, and anybody, looking at it, there's going to be an intensity that comes with it, and we'll just do our best to keep it between the lines.
How difficult is it, because of a game of that importance, obviously one penalty could cost you the season, how careful do you have to be to try to keep those emotions in check?
Well, I think the biggest thing is our leaders on the team, the veteran guys are going to be showing their composure and showing some of the younger guys, exactly how to lead. And we got problems here.
Thanks, Ben. You want to be emotional, but you obviously have to keep in the chat.
Oh, definitely, and composure is going to be a big thing, and I think you have to keep yourself composed in a game like this. But then the flip side of it, how can you keep composed in the game of this magnitude? I mean, it's just going to be pandemonium for sure.
What has made this rivalry so, juicy? Is it just the fact that you guys have faced each other so many times?
Well, I don't know. You look at that. You look at the playoff, degrees. I guess the degrees of separation that these teams have with each other. The connections. We got brothers on both teams with Tristan and Reggie, and you look at the things that we've done to their quarterbacks. We've knocked many of their quarterbacks out of the game. It's always been a grudge match. We've always fit up really well with these guys.
Are you a different team than 04 and 06? What makes you think you can get past them this time?
Well, I just look at what we've done all season. Our record speaks for itself. Our attitude, kind of the mantras that we have kind of adopted this year as far as the way that we think and how we conduct ourselves, have shown that I think that we're as worthy as anybody.
Are the losses in 04 and 06 any form of motivation for this Sunday?
Well, I think so. I mean, you look at how many times we've been there and you can't quite get over the hump, and it's one of those things where I think we got something special and something different this year.
Oh man, it was a long time. Probably in '98 in World Bowl. You know, over here in Fairview, it was probably the last time I really played for a championship.
What would it mean for this province, for these fans? You've been so involved in the community here. You must have a sense of what you would be setting off by getting to the Grey Cup.
You know what, it'll mean a lot, and we don't want to look ahead, you know, saying, okay, get into the Grey Cup, because, you know what, we have a tough task in front of us in BC, and you know what, I think the province is going to be behind us for this game, and we know that they're going to be, it's going to be just as much hype this week as it was last week, but we don't want to look ahead too far and talk so much about the Grey Cup, you know, because our focus right now is going into BC place and playing against a good football team.
Some people use championships to define a quarterback, whether it's Peyton Manning or Marino or Elway. Do you feel that's a fair way of evaluating a quarterback?
Oh, no, that's a tough question. You know, everybody has different ways of evaluating players, evaluating teams, evaluating quarterbacks. That's a really tough question to answer. It all depends on how you look at it, you know, from the outside. You know, sometimes you look at guys like Dan Marino had a great career. And you know what, he came up on the short end as far as winning the championship. And he can't do it by himself. I mean, you have to have a team that's in structure and in place to give each other the opportunity. So it's really a tough question to really answer how you evaluate players and things like that.
I'd say that's it at this point. He's seeing the position of the
What is up with West? Do you think it's a break?
Well, it's his foot. Yeah, I'm not the guy to ask. It's in his arch, and you know, the foot injuries are notoriously hard to diagnose and notoriously slow to heal. You know, that's been the case with Wes.
How would you describe the running back situation? Josh mentioned that you occasionally concussions. Is it getting to the point it's kind of desperate or urgent right now for running back with the injuries?
We're confident with the guys we have. You know, Josh is obviously a concern. We'll know a little bit more. He's going to be clear to play. If we're down that deep, then it becomes a little bit more of an issue.
Is there anything you can do this week to prepare for the crowd noise you're going to face in Vancouver?
Sure. Yeah. We'll work on some things. I'll mention here, but we'll be prepared for this.
Can you simulate it?
You never can simulate it exactly because you don't have a full 50 or 60 or whatever it's going to be circling you, right, with the noise. But it's not so much simulating the noise as it is the procedure that you used to deal with.
Did you watch the tape on this team's game in the West Final last year? And if so, what do you think they did wrong trying to deal with the noise?
What they did last year is not relevant, and how we're going to approach it. We're going to do what we know has worked for us in the past. And you know, when we're on, listen, our defense doesn't have to worry about it. You know, if they're really noisy when they're on the field offensively, that's a good thing. You know? The offensive staff that I have here, guys that have worked with me in the past, you know, we had to deal with it in Montreal, and we were very effective in our approach.
Do you mirror those things that you did with Toronto this time around as well?
Yeah, we'll do some things similar to that. Yeah.
Ken, it is illegal to play crowd noise. Does it bother you that they do in BC?
Well, I'm not aware of whether they do or don't. You know, if they're breaking the rules, we would ask them to stop. But you know, we'll be ready either way.
How unfortunate is you can't practice indoors? I'm pretty sure you would have loved to have that Credit Union Eventplex for you guys.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's something that we worked hard to try to figure something out, and we couldn't. And you know, so we're still going to practice, and we're still going to prepare to play. It doesn't matter.
What about the emotions, Ken? You guys are pretty charged with this rivalry. Is that a good or a bad thing?
It depends how you harness it. You know, if you harness it in an improper way, then it can be a distraction, and it can lead to penalties and mistakes. But football's an emotional game. It is, and I expect our guys to play emotionally with emotion. If you don't, and match the intensity level of the team that you're playing against, if you don't match it, you're going to be in for a long day.
Would you say this is just another game, or is it different now?
It's a championship game to get to the Grey Cup. So we know it's one and done at this point. The guys understand that. And we'll be ready to play, and they will as well.
And a big thank you to all of our guests here on Casino Regina Turf TV, the West Final Edition. Don't forget, it's 3:30 Regina time at BC Place on Sunday. We'll talk to you from Vancouver. Go Riders.